All right, guys, this is lesson 46, and this is in our reading book. We are going to read the story on page 68, 69, and 70, and then we're going to stop. And then you are going to use that story to answer the questions on page 46 in your workbook, and then you can complete page 46B as well. All right, so if you can read this story on your own, you can turn the video off now and you can read it, or you can follow along with me in your textbook and I'm going to read it, okay? So let's look at page 68 in your textbook, and you can follow along now. The title is Money from a Fish, and the title of the chapter is The Temple Tax. But Jesus was, let me start that over. Peter was a fisherman, but Jesus said, "Come with us." Peter went with Jesus and did what Jesus said. The man from the temple said, "Peter, does your master give us tax money to the temple?" Right, so that's page 68. Unless Peter obeyed and followed Jesus. It says, Jesus said, "Come with us," and Peter did. Before Peter followed Jesus, Peter was a fisherman. The other man in the picture, one man is Peter, and the other man is the man from the temple. So the man from the temple asks Peter if Jesus pays tax money to the temple. So let's look at page 69, and we're going to find out what Peter tells the man. And Peter said, "Yes, Jesus does give his tax money to the temple." Then Peter went to Jesus. "The man wants the temple tax," Jesus said, "but you and I do not have money for this tax." Okay, so Jesus and Peter, neither one of them have the money to pay the tax. Why do you think Peter and Jesus do not have the money? So remember, Peter was a fisherman, and so then he left and he went and followed Jesus, where they were teaching people and they were preaching, and when they were doing that, they didn't earn any money. They didn't get paid for that. So we're going to find out what they are going to do to be able to pay the temple tax. So you can flip your page to page 70 and then follow along with me. Jesus said to him, "Peter, get your fishing string. Put your little ship in the water. You will get a single little fish. It will have money in it. Get that money. It is money for the temple tax." All right, so Jesus has a plan. He tells Peter the plan. What do you think you would say if Jesus told you that? I'd be kind of surprised. Jesus could have chosen any other way to get the tax money that maybe was a little easier. But I think that Jesus wants to teach Peter that God can take care of them. All right. Do you think it would be unusual to find money in a fish's mouth? I think it's pretty unusual to find money in a fish's mouth. So that kind of leaves our story on a cliffhanger. That means we have to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow. And so tomorrow we are going to read pages 71 through 74. So tomorrow we're going to find out a little bit more about what happens. So you can use that story and you can use your book and you can answer the questions. You're going to color in. Mine is copied. Some of you guys have a copy too, because some of the workbook pages were missing. So I made a copy of them for you. So you're going to color the circle to show who said it. So if Peter said it, you're going to use a red color. If Jesus said it, you're going to use a green color. And if the temple man said it, you are going to use a blue color. So I want you to finish that assignment. And then on the back of it, you get to color the picture of the temple. And you can color that in any way that you choose. All right. I'm signing off, and I'll see you again in a little bit when we do our, we're going to do our math lesson next.